Do you know what's really strange? You can spend years with certain people and not realize they are destroying the best parts of you. Your happiness, your big goals, and your energy slowly disappear, but you don't notice it happening. I spent a long time around people who were bad for me. I used to think, they aren't that bad. They weren't mean or aggressive, so I told myself they were just imperfect. But they were still draining me. So in today's video, I'm giving you the specific signs that you are in the company of the wrong people, signs you cannot ignore. Trust me, once you see them, you will never give these people free access to your life again. The first sign you need to watch out for, you feel worse after meeting them. Do you know that feeling? You meet a friend for an hour, just a casual hangout, nothing dramatic, nothing heavy. And then you get home and something feels off. This isn't just random fatigue, your body is sending you a signal, a warning you can't ignore. Your emotions aren't just reactions, they're messengers. Even before your logical brain figures it out, your body already knows something is wrong. You feel it as tension in your stomach, a heavy knot in your chest, maybe a sudden urge to just lie down. That's how you know someone is bad for you. Think of yourself like a battery. Every day you wake up full of energy. The right people, the ones who truly care, who lift you up, they add charge to your battery. You leave their company feeling lighter, energized, and even more validated. But the wrong people, they drain you. You leave feeling annoyed, exhausted, like you need a nap just to recover from a simple conversation. It's an energy mismatch. Maybe they spent the whole time venting about themselves, complaining, talking about their drama, never asking how you are. In that moment, they didn't treat you like a friend. They treated you like a dumping ground for their emotions. Healthy relationships are balanced. If you consistently feel worse after seeing someone, you become a sponge for their unprocessed stress, even if they don't realize they're doing it. If you notice you feel drained after being around someone, please know that you aren't a bad person for feeling this way. I know it's easy to feel guilty, but there is a big difference between supporting a friend during a difficult time and constantly carrying someone else's emotional problems. If every conversation is only about their boss, their drama, or their problems, they don't want a friend, they just want an audience. When you spend all your time fixing someone else's life, you have no energy left for your own. You carry their stress home with you, to your dinner table, your sleep, and your work. So next time, when you are in the company of energy takers, start checking your battery. After you hang out, ask yourself, do I feel seen? Did I actually get to speak? If the answer is no, more often than yes, take it as a sign those aren't your people. You don't need a big, dramatic confrontation to walk away from them. You just need to start setting boundaries. It's as simple as saying, I don't have the headspace for that talk to you today. That's it. Understand your gut feeling is the most honest friend you have. So if it's telling you something is off, maybe you don't feel comfortable around someone, believe it. The second sign, you always feel like you have to explain yourself. Have you ever noticed that when you talk about your plans, your dreams, or even just a small decision you made, you start over-explaining yourself? You find yourself justifying why you bought something, why you are doing this, not that. And honestly, it's so exhausting. When you're with the wrong people, you might be unconsciously trying to shrink yourself. All of a sudden, you might start editing your words and holding back your excitement, because deep down you're afraid your growth will make them feel uncomfortable or insecure. That is the ultimate red flag. Maybe you bought something you really wanted, but when they ask, you say, oh, it didn't cost that much, it was on sale. Or I actually got this for free. You say that because you already expect them to judge you. So you start playing small, just to keep them comfortable. Understand this, the right people don't want you to stay small. When you are with people who truly care about you, you don't need a 20-minute explanation to justify your happiness. You don't have to apologize for your success or for trying to improve your life. They don't think you are too much. Instead, they support you and cheer for you because they know how hard it is to grow and change. So if you feel like you need permission to be happy, or if you find yourself practicing what to say before you even see them, pay attention. Real friends create a safe space for you to grow, not a cage that keeps you at their level. So stop apologizing for outgrowing people who are comfortable staying exactly where they are. Third sign, you're the only one keeping the relationship alive. Think about it. You're always the one listening to them complain for hours. You help them navigate their drama, you give them the best advice, and you're the first person there when they have a crisis. But what happens when you need help? Suddenly they are busy. They don't reply. Or even worse, you start talking about your problem, and after 1 minute they say, oh, I know how you feel, because the same thing happened to me, and the conversation is about them again. It becomes exhausting when you are the only one putting in effort. So take a moment and ask yourself, if you stopped reaching out today, would they even notice? Think of those moments when you needed someone to rely on. Did they check on you when you were sick? Did they offer to help when you were overwhelmed with work? Real friends show up even when it's not convenient. They pick up the phone at night or come over when you're struggling. Some people only keep you around when it benefits them. They call when they want to complain, when they feel lonely, or when they need someone to make them feel better. But when you are struggling, they disappear. People who truly care about you show up for you. Even when it's not convenient for them, they would pick up that late-night phones or come over to support you when you are in need. So if you feel like you're the only one putting effort into a relationship or friendship, it means things are totally one-sided, and you deserve someone who pours back into your cup too. Fourth sign, they pull you into their drama. Have you ever sat with a friend and realised they have nothing good to say about anyone? You know those people who gossip constantly, commenting on how others dress, how they behave, or the choices they make. At first, it might feel like harmless talk between friends, but pay attention to their words. If they talk badly about everyone else to you, they are talking badly about you to everyone else. Maybe you notice that every time you meet them, they are criticising someone. One day it's their co-worker, the next day it's their friend, then it's a family member. They always have something negative to say about everyone. They might say things like, "Did you see what she posted? She's so fake." Or, "He thinks he's better now since he got that new car, but it's not that impressive." So pay attention to their words. And understand this, when you are constantly around people who criticise others, you don't just feel drained, you start to become just like them. There's an old saying that you are the average of the people you spend the most time with. If your circle is full of negativity, it's only a matter of time before you start joining in. I used to work with people who were always negative. They would constantly call our co-workers lazy and send me messages every time someone made a mistake. At first, I just listened, but soon I found myself doing the same thing. I was discussing other people's flaws and focused only on the negative. One day I felt this deep sense of guilt. My mum raised me to be better than that. She taught me to be kind and respectful, yet here I was, acting like someone I didn't even like. So understand that people who are good for you, emotionally mature, they don't spend their time criticising others. They focus on their own lives, their own goals, and they give others space to do the same. They talk about others with empathy and respect. They understand that everyone is different, everyone makes mistakes, and that it's not their job to judge, it's their job to live well and improve themselves. So if someone around you is always criticising others instead of fixing their own life, that is a huge red flag. Being around them won't help you grow, they will only pull you down. And the last sign, do you feel like you have to perform when you are around them? Do you ever feel like you're on a stage when you're with certain people? Like you're an actor playing a role just to be liked? They say they hate a certain movie, and even though you actually like it, you nod and say, "Yeah, I totally agree, it's the worst." Or maybe they start gossiping about someone, and even though it makes you uncomfortable, you laugh along just to fit in. If you constantly have to try hard to fit in, that's a major warning. Maybe you are naturally quiet, or you just don't like drama. That's okay. Don't force yourself to be someone you're not. When you perform just to feel accepted, you slowly abandon your own values. You might even find yourself mocking someone who is vulnerable just to please the group. And later, when you go home, you feel this heavy guilt because deep down, you know that isn't who you really are. But trust me, it is far better to be alone than to be accepted for someone you are not. If you have to work that hard to be liked, you are not with your people. Real friends are the ones you can be yourself with, without a script and without a performance. So these are 5 signs you might be surrounded by the wrong people. If you recognise some of these signs in your own life, take it as a moment to reflect on the people around you. And if you found value in this video, leave a comment and tell me which sign hit you the most. Subscribe if you want to keep learning how to protect your mind, grow stronger, and become the next Healthy Mind CEO.